Hi there, Agile friends. I'll come in here just with a quick note to let you know that the Agile Online Summit 2022 is coming soon. To know more, check out bit.ly/AOS2022. That's all one word, all lowercase, bit.ly/AOS2022. Now, stick around to the end of the episode if you want to know more, but for now, on to the show. Hello everybody, TGIF as they say. Today's Friday and we have with us Pedro Silva to talk to us about the product owner role. Pedro, welcome back.
Hi, Vasco. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So product owners, let's dive into that. These are people we need to work with and we need to have a good dynamic with, right? Like they are the Batman to our Robin, as I usually say. So we'll talk about a great product owner in a minute, but for now, describe for us what was potentially the worst product owner anti-pattern you've witnessed in your career, Pedro.
During my professional life, I have encountered many types of product owners, and for me, the worst product owner that I had to work with was actually a product owner that was very decoupled from the team.
What do you
So
mean by decoupled?
it was a person that was not putting himself as part of the development process. So for me, he was missing the owner part, which means it was too focused on telling what is to be done. So, but not going deeper enough into the requirements in order to make sure that what he will get is what he wants. And the problem is that once the sprint review would come up, obviously the outcome is not what he wanted. The problem is that when you don't commit to requirements, then you need to
If you
accept
don't
what
do
you
the
have.
work up front, then you have to do the work later on, right?
Exactly. But then the
So,
problem is
so
that
was it so that in the sprint retrospectives, the team would present what they have delivered and the product owner would be, I don't know, impatient or disappointed and say, no, this is not what I asked for. Was that what was happening?
exactly. So
So,
basically,
so then how did the team react? Like, how did that dynamic evolve?
well, I guess the team was already used to that, and I guess the people, the profile of the developers, it was a team that was working together for a long time, and you could see that the profile of the team was a very uninterested team. Just I deliver my story, and I have fulfilled what is written here, and then I make my own decisions, and then uh, what you see is what you get. The problem is that I think the product owner, and for me, the critical moment is that on the review, if you have this feeling, you need to feel responsible also for the result, right? You need to understand, okay, guys, if I was not clear enough in establishing this requirement, let us then do better the next time. For now, we take it like this, right? But if instead you are going to have an approach in front of the stakeholder saying, this is not what I wanted, right? You are putting ourselves, and that's what I mean
They
with
threw the
decoupled.
team under the bus, as they say.
Exactly, all the time. And sometimes happens that they shift the responsibility to other people, like the Scrum Master, to say, "Hey, this is not. You don't have enough quality in the code, or you are not delivering what you're supposed to, or your solution is not attractive." And basically, then start some kind of finger pointing. And this is a situation that is not sustainable, let's
Yeah,
say, or
absolutely.
it's
And
not.
not constructive, right?
No, not constructive at all. And this was for me actually the worst example of a product owner, if we can call it, that I have experienced.
So if you let's say you go into another team in the future and the same happens, right? You start to see, okay, this is a pattern I know, I recognize. What would you do? How would you react if you had the opportunity to go through that story again?
Oh, I must now I started paying more attention about the importance that companies give to mindset, right? And when you enter a specific project or a specific context, to be more critical about is this construction of team worth working on or not, right? Because there are situations that you can fix, but sometimes the mechanisms inside the team are so strong that you are not really able to, it's a lost fight. So sometimes it's better to just, give up and move forward. And to let the team, if they think that that is the way that they are functional, right, and there is nothing you can do, then you can just like probably try a different challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point, right? Because, of course, we could try many things. For example, we could have one-on-ones, we could bring up the topic, we could introduce the refinement, even if we have to do it with just one story during planning. That's one way to get started. Like, we could do all of that. But at the end of the day, we need to recognize, is the team even willing to do the work that is necessary to create this different dynamic with the product owner? Are the product owner even wanting to have that conversation? I mean, it might be that in this company they promote and support people that blame others. And if that's the
Exactly.
case, then there's nothing we can do to change it.
Yeah, and that is the problem. Is I have the feeling that this fact of stating that you are not able to support the team in their journey, right? Or if there is one, it feels sometimes to us like a failure. Like it feels that you are saying, "I'm not able to do this." But sometimes that is the only way out. So sometimes we should be practical and to understand I have a role, and there are some things that are expected from my role, and to give a sense of, am I able to achieve a sustainable way of working for me? How long will I survive in this team until I understand that there will not be any change, right? And sometimes that is based on things that you cannot change, either hierarchy or some other constraints, contractual constraints or relationships, or and when you see that the situation is broken, it is very important for you to break, right? To say sorry, but I think this is not the place for me.
Yeah,
And I think we should
absolutely.
not be ashamed of giving this step. And it's a really important thing to avoid burnouts.
Yeah, and also to keep us going in the right direction, right? Because we're not responsible for other people's career choices, but we are responsible for our own career choices.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right. So, Pedro, now we talk about a much more positive thing, the opposite of what we just talked about. Share with us the best product owner that you've ever worked with. Describe them for us.
Well, the best product owner that I worked with was a very cool guy that was extremely open to the team. So he was cherishing the relationship also with the developers, with the testers, involving himself only the necessary to make sure that the requirements are okay, but putting a lot of trust in the team. And by building that trust, he was able to enable the team also to make like smaller decisions and proposals to the product. And he was really taking ownership of the outcome that the team was producing, because he was acting also very protective to the team itself and very understanding of the outcomes that were coming through the team. He was available, and he was also open to any change that we would like to do inside the team, also to continuous improvement. And he, towards the Scrum Master, he always had a positive approach. Let's say when I had when as a Scrum Master I would like to change like a certain process or do some improvement, he was like, "Hey, give it a go. Let's give it a try. Let's push it forward," and that made the teamwork extremely pleasant.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is something that all of these characteristics, right? Open to the team, involved with the team, putting a lot of trust in the team, taking ownership of what the team was delivering, the outcome that was produced. Like all of this also speak to something that is the opposite of what you talked about before. It's like, it sounds to me that this product owner felt that they were part of the team, right? That they were
Exactly.
a contributing factor to the team and the team's success.
Exactly. That is exactly the opposite. It is, for me, the right direction of the product owner. And it is really, as you say, we are working so closely together with the product owners. It is very important to establish a good relationship with them, and that from both sides there is a positive approach. So if the product owner comes to you with some initiative, you need to give it the positive impulse and to enter a constructive approach. And when you are being able to be a team, this is very valuable on the context of software development, because the team feels supported and feels like that they have two very good, reliable partners that are aligned, and it breaks silos inside the team.
Yeah, absolutely. A much more collaborative and cooperative way of working. Pedro, it's been a pleasure. We're getting close to the end, though. So before we go, do share with us, where can people find out more about you and the work that you're doing?
So you can follow my LinkedIn. There you will see all the information about myself. I'm very active on LinkedIn as well, and feel free to connect and to exchange.
Absolutely. We'll put the link on the show notes. And why not reach out to Pedro and ask him a few follow up questions? Pedro, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for your generosity with your time and your knowledge.
Thank you, Vasco. It was a pleasure to be here. I'm a great fan of your podcast, and I'm really happy to be able to pay it forward.
Hi there, Agile friends. Thank you for sticking around to know more about this year's Agile Online Summit. The summit will have 4 keynotes and 4 tracks you will not want to miss. The keynotes will touch on critical topics for us, from delivering on time to helping you to focus on sustainability. The 4 tracks are tools, so we'll focus on tools you need to excel at your job, but also your mission. We'll also have a track on sustainability, which is, of course, about people and their sustainable pace, but it's also about how do we bring sustainability to the products and the planet we inhabit. We'll have a 3rd track about happiness, talking about doing what we love and, most crucially, loving what we do. And finally, the 4th track will be live. It will be mostly hands-on sessions to help you roll up your sleeves together with the presenters. Oh, and we will also have a coaching clinic, as we usually do, organized to help you discuss and get inspired to solve the hardest challenges you face at work. This year, we'll have a special emphasis on interaction with your peers, so get your ticket and join the Slack at bit.ly/AOS 2022. As always, we have free tickets for anyone that wants to attend live, and the VIP tickets for those of you who want to keep the videos forever. So check them out at bit.ly/AOS 2022. I'll see you on the conference floor. One more week of the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast is over, but there's a lot more we have to share. We have developed our own membership site where you find a community of active and engaged Scrum Masters. In this site, you get access to exclusive content and get to interact with us, your podcast hosts, as well as the best Scrum Masters in the world. Join us at scrummastertoolbox.com/podcast and keep this podcast free of advertising. See you next week for one more week full of Scrum Master tips and tricks. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.